And on a sad note, for all those who put so much effort into the defense, the trial of Tom Robinson is closed with a guilty verdict. We talked to Atticus before the trial and was surprised, along with the rest of the town, of what he said. I heard from a source that you did not choose, but were mandatorily appointed to defend Tom Robinson. What are your views?
I've never supported racism. It is flat out wrong. This case is as simple as black and white. I told my daughter Scout this, and she thought it odd that I hadn't said anything to them about it. She thought it confusing, but I was appointed to defend him, and I fully intend to do just that.
We honestly wish you the best of luck in the trial.
Thank you.
We will now view a scene played back from the trial.
Well, sir, I was on the porch and he came along and, you see, there was this old shift robe in the yard Papa had brought in to chop up for kindling. Papa told me to do it while he was off in the woods, but I wasn't feeling strong enough then. So Tom Robinson came by. I said, "Come here, nigger, and bust up this ship robe for me. I got a nickel for you." He could have done it easily enough, he could. So he come in the yard and I went in the house to get him the nickel. And I turned around, and before he knew it, he was on me. Just ran up behind me, he did. He got me round the neck, cussing at me and saying dirt. I fought and hollered, but he had me round the neck. He hit me again and again.
Now this seems very convincing, but let's see what Tom Robinson has to say about it.
I was going home as usual that evening when I passed the Yule place. Miss Mayella were on the porch like she always were. It seemed real quiet like, and I didn't know why. I was studying why just passing by when she says for me to come there and help her a minute. Well, I went inside the fence and looked around for some kindling to work on. But I didn't see none. And she says, "No, I got something for you to do in the house. The old door's off its hinges, and fall's coming on pretty fast." I said, "You got a screwdriver, Miss Mayella?" She said she had. When I went up the steps and she motioned me to come inside, and I went in the room and looked at the door. I said, "Miss Mayella, this door look all right." I pulled it back and forth, and those hinges were all right. Then she shut the door in my face, Mr. Finch. I was wondering why it was so quiet, and it come to me that were no children on the place, not one of them. And I said, "Miss Mayella, where are the children?" "They all gone to town to get ice creams. Took me a slap year to save them 7 nickels, but I've done it. They've all gone to town." I said something like, "Why, Miss Mayella, that's right smart of you to treat them." And she said, "You think so?" I don't think she understood what I was thinking. I meant it was smart of her to say it like that, and nice of her to treat them. Well, I said I best be going. I couldn't do nothing for her. And she says, "Oh yes, I could." And I asked her what, and she says to just step on that chair yonder and get that box down from the top of the ship rope. She sort of jumped on me. She reached up and kissed me the side of the face. She says she's never kissed a grown man before, and she might as well kiss a nigger. She says what her papa do to her don't count. She says, "Kiss me back, nigger." I see Miss Mayella let me out of here and tried to run, but she got her back to the door, and I had to push her. I didn't want to harm her, Mr. Finch, and I said, "Let me pass." But just when I say it, Mr. Evil hollered through the window.
Both attorneys have done their job well. Neither side having clearly won over the jury, the case could go either way. Tom Robinson was declared guilty of all charges and been given the death sentence.
This ain't over. It's not time to worry yet. There will be an appeal. You can be sure of that.
Tune in next week to hear more exciting details about the case of Tom Robinson and more.